Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Let's celebrate it with or without champagne.
Welcome. Yes, I might as well start the show, right? So let's start the show.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone. So my superstar Lexi is here, so I'm all right with that. Of course, superstar Dina is here as well. Don't know who these people are. They are the stars of the show tonight. Dina, so Dina, I'll let you tell them what you do. Of course, Lexi, you know it's your show, right? Inspire Light is your vision. It's your baby, and here we are. And I said, I remember you telling me about Inspire Light maybe 2 years ago. I'm like, Lexi, come and do an event. Lexi is like, I'm working on Inspire. I've started my own 503c. I'm like, okay, all right. And I just thought that another one just talking in my ear. But here we are. Inspire Light is a thing. It's a living being that helps people. Lexi, that's remarkable. Anyway, let me come to you first. So before I go to Dina. Talk to us.
Okay. Yes, because it's about Inspire Light, but I wanted to kind of I want to give the floor to Dina first. But okay, here I am. Or I guess not. Okay, here I am. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'll share a little bit about where this has all started. So I had my son in 2022, right at the end of the year. And going into 2023, I actually was part of a group called the Art of Peaceful Living, where we incorporate a lot of self-help practices with community when it comes to embracing peace within and elevating one another and rising together, humanity in that way. And this community were mirrors for me when it comes to a home that I saw a vision on my heart. And it was a little hard for me to see at first because I had a lot of prickly edges around my heart during this time, after having much support from family. So it was very hard for me at that time to really lean into support from others because, I felt the need. I had to just do everything myself. But they worked with me and I was sharing with them what I was feeling, what I was moving through, what I was experiencing with this vision on my heart that just kept coming back. And what I found with these people at first, I thought it was a home for children that were homeless. And the more I started doing research, the values that I was just feeling and envisioning just did not fully align with that cause. And I started looking into trafficking and a little like, trafficking 101, what is all these things? And there was things coming up from my heart that I thought I had to keep down for a long time about what happened for me when I was a child being exploited and went through a minor episode of trafficking as well. And I thought this is something I never had to speak about, but I did some work on it, but not some deep work as much as I would like at that time. But it motivated this purpose that kind of cultivated out of my heart, not realizing it was a seed planted in my darkest times over 15 years ago at this point. So this community, the Art of Peaceful Living, I'm very thankful because they really helped me get out of my shell and really dive into how can we bring this vision to life and kind of help me connect the dots to the people, to the places, to the organizations that are already doing the work, where I was asking the hard questions like, hey, here's this vision. I see this home for mothers and children, on this land. They're healing with the land, growing their own food, being a part of their own resources, and, actually being a part of the process of sustainability, and I was just asking, how do I bring this to life? What do I do? And I was getting directed by people who are actually business consultants who actually do rescues as well for children. And they suggested to me the very first two things were to do your research and to volunteer. So that's exactly what I did. I started to volunteer as a resident respite guide for Generate Hope, which is a safe home here in Colorado as well, in California and San Diego, where they have safe home for just women over 18 surviving trafficking. And that was such a full experience being in Colorado home, and it like literally my volunteer commitment was to just sit and be in the moment with the residents. And I even did some yoga with them, some sober support, even just enjoying the beautiful views of Colorado and just like keeping in the moment with them, and just having heart-to-heart conversations. It was just a really great experience. I did that for 6 months until they did a revamp, which are almost done now. It's been about 1.5 years I've been doing that, but I'm really thankful for still being connected with them. But yeah, so I volunteered with them, and through that process, I actually was in Generate Hope, starting like the business canvas at their like table where everybody ate, and I even had like survivors like asking them like, what do you think about this? You know what I mean? And getting their input. You know what I mean? When it came to like some programs we wanted to like start growing and implementing, and their thoughts and takes on it. And yeah, I was really thankful. Like the very beginning blueprints, I was able to sit around survivors, and hearing their perspectives and their viewpoints as to how to help elevate this. So I was thankful for that opportunity and that privilege to serve in that way, and continue to research. I think that's an ever evolving progress for me, which definitely goes into trauma-informed, just perspectives and environments, just a way of thinking, which is I do my best to stay open in that way. And now, where we filed for the 501c3 in December 2024. We just got finalized by the IRS in July 2025. And in the midst of all of that, we've been doing a lot, which is why I haven't been making such a presence on social media. Been doing a lot of hands-on work here locally in Denver, Colorado, just building those relationships and seeing where we can help fill and meet those gaps and serve our local community here. And some of the ways that I've been doing that and how we've been doing that is just, again, asking questions. We're looking on how to build partnerships with law enforcement here. Don Adams, shout out. Woo, woo. He's a police officer with Louisville, Colorado Police Force here, right outside of Boulder. Had a couple of coffee meet and greets with him. He's been he really elevated this campaign beyond how like I ever saw it from the beginning. So I guess we could talk a little about how that started. So what was it? October 2024, I went to my first human trafficking conference in Ocean City, Maryland, with Jennifer Hooper and another survivor leader. And we were there for 4 days. And in the midst of that 4 days, we were going to seminars, and I was just soaking up as much as I can, just taking all the notes, asking all the questions, all the things. And Jennifer, she's very diverse experience when it comes to serving in anti-trafficking space, not just with her lived experience, but also serving on the boards. And she, I was telling her this is very early grassroots. We didn't have our 501c or even file for it yet at this point. And I was just telling her kind of where I was at that point, volunteering, still doing blueprints type of stuff. And she asked, she's like, well, how are you serving survivors now? Because I was telling her like the long term is to make the safe home for mothers and children, because there is not many safe homes in at least the United States where mothers and children of sexual abuse, sexual trauma, most importantly trafficking as well, can heal together. So I was looking at the long term, but not the immediate. And she was like, what are you doing now to help survivors? I'm like, other than volunteering out of Generate Hope, nothing. And she goes, I don't know about that. And I was thankful for her pushback, because like it got the wheels turning. I was like, how do we help survivors now? How do we get to our long-term goal? And I remember after a seminar, I was looking over the bay, and I put a prayer out to God. I just like asked, like, can you help us get to meet survivors where they are now, to help us serve your long-term goal, Creator? And the other survivor leader we were with kind of just gave us a really great idea of the teddy bear and bracelet campaign. And they both saw that I was struggling getting out there and getting out of my shell, but just like my lived experience. And they really helped me kind of get in the fire and raise me up to really like get my voice out there and speak for myself. And I'm thankful how they elevated me up and motivated me as well, and just kind of helping me make the blueprints of this campaign too. So It was very hard for me, truthfully, to come out, to be open for donations. I have been doing, even with the board, like I have been doing everything financially, even for, we filed the 1023 way for the 501(c)(3), not the easy way. So people who know that, yes, I fully invested in all of that from this. This is something that was given to me, and I was so scared on asking for help, and it took me a really long time to really get out there and ask for help, even with the board. And they were also motivating me as well. Do Sol, my husband, and another gentleman as well. His name's Dan, as he's a veteran. And so this kind of all has been changing in the midst. I was back in October where it kind of started. And then in the midst from October till July, that has been changing. And then Don connected us with Crisis Aid, where we were just going to ask, like, how can we build rapport with law enforcement here in Colorado so they can use the teddy bears, with their law enforcement. Like, how can we build that rapport? And that was the main reason of talking to Crisis Aid with their police liaison, Adam Conovan, and their senior program manager. And that whole meeting did, like, that was the intention. And it changed into a 3-hour conversation into, like, do you see yourself being a survivor leader speaker for law enforcement trainings? And I'm like, I had asked, but yeah, I can. And they were intrigued to see what I could do. And I actually had my story written out. I wrote by paper, just kind of like trauma dumping all on paper. I did that when I was actually very hope night. And I prayed to the Creator and put my pen to paper and got my story out for the first time. And it was just very vulnerable, very raw, very real, just to get it out of my heart. And, I kind of turned that from January up until about June into a speech with the help of 15 speakers and authors who has sat with me and has helped me edit and has helped me practice to turn this trauma story into an educational piece when it comes to the interconnection of law enforcement, first responders, as well as organizations coming together to streamline, what happens with, survivors when they first get rescued, and meeting their needs and not dropping the ball when it comes to the rehabilitation, reintegration with themselves, their family, and the community, you know what I mean? And making sure we can meet them where they are with the resources, and how it's important that we all have the secret sauce when we come together and work together to meet those needs, so we do not have them fall in the cracks for survivors, so they can embrace their light within, can embrace their healing, and be able to have the resources and options as well, and most importantly, support. So that's kind of how the whole speech got turned into. And I was able to share it with Crisis Aid's advocates, which I was so able to do early July. They gave me some amazing feedback, and now we're looking to turn into an ebook and possibly a hard copy, and growing some speeches in the future. So yeah, there's just been a lot growing in the midst of getting this campaign together. And the website, got a shout out to our web developer, Ryan Bale. I am so thankful for you. He met us where we were, and just were able to see the vision, like literally just see, he brought it to life with this website, man. And actually we're fully finished, and it's completely in this launch post mode, which I will be putting a post out. I wanted to do a little shout out on Ryan and how he thinks and meets with his clients, because I have worked with other developers where they just kind of plug and check in boxes. That is not Ryan. Ryan really is a visionary, not only with the technical side, but he is also a visionary that can really elevate that vision and truly bring it to life in a digital platform. So thank you so much, Ryan, for doing that for us. We just finished all of that probably within the last week or so. So I just want to give kudos to him as well. So we've had a lot of support and help along the way with getting this campaign out, as well as the printer, which is Sunbelt Advertising out in Concord, Texas. Shout out to you, Craig, and your team. Thank you. They're just waiting. They're just waiting for the supply. Like, let's go. We're ready. So I'm hoping the first week of September to be giving them the supplies of the T-shirts, as well as what is needed as well for the budget to get the printing done. And as our goal is to have it done, as well as the bears here in Colorado before the end of September, get all the bears together. And then we have the building partnerships, like I said, a crisis aid. They'll be getting some bears as well from us to be able to have at their site in Fountain PD office here in Colorado, as well as Cross Purpose. Shout out to Anthony Rodriguez, a peer recovery coach, who has been such a great liaison with connecting us here at Aspire Light with Cross Purpose and also with Live for Recovery too. All the support that him and his crew do there every Friday night. So I'm not gonna be able to make it. I just want to give shout out to you guys if you're listening. So yeah, that's kind of where we're all at. And Dina too. Dina is, which off to her. Dina is the artist who had made the picture of the shirt. So with that, I'm kind of gonna pass it to her and share a little bit more about who she is, her special gifts, and how she was able to help us with Inspire Light too.
For someone who's shy, I'm amazed, right?
Right? That just rolled off.
Well
your
done,
tongue
Lexi.
like
Well
butter.
done, you. You know, we'll let you be. You know, well done, Lex. And then you're not that shy. You know, you can talk. It's your mission, right? Couldn't
Right.
only you can share the message the way you do. So you know, I'm glad. You know, you're relaxing a bit. Let's welcome some friends, and then we'll come back. Go on, sorry, you're breaking up a bit. What'd you say? Go on,
I was nervous.
Internet's beating us. Internet's beating us for a second. So,
do you see me?
Yeah, no, we can see you. But no, we can't hear you as well as we could a minute ago. Okay. Try it that way.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so now we can hear you. So what did you say? You're not shy anymore, or you're still shy? Okay, the internet is playing with us. We can hear you, but we just can't see you. Hold on. So let me welcome Perpetua.
I know.
Okay.
So give me a second, Dina. So Perpetua, welcome. I see my favorite human in the world, Dr. Lisa, is here as well. Welcome. So Michelle, do you know Michelle? I love Michelle. Michelle Love Life. Is that one of your friends? I mean, she's on Facebook, so she must be one of your friends. I don't have Facebook friends, but I'm glad you're here, Michelle. Michelle says she'll donate teddy bears. Are you still there, Lexi? No, we lost Lexi. Don't know why.
Yeah,
Michelle,
I'm having really bad connection.
Yes, I understand. That's not enough. Michelle, we'll come back to you for teddy bears, I'm sure. They can't look a gift horse in the mouth. My YouTube friends, please do the right thing. Like today's video, comment on today's video, and subscribe to my channel, right? You're there. You might as well. Why are you there? Why not, right? I see my good friend, my co-author, Dr. Roxana is here. Hello, how are you, Dr. Roxana? We missed you. But you're back. You know, the school's back, so you're back working more than spending time with us on LinkedIn. But we'll survive. Now, of course, we'll miss you. Ryan, welcome. Says hi, Lexi. And Scott, I thought we were friends, Scott. I don't know why I haven't seen Scott for months. I'm not sure I've seen Scott on the live stream. So Scott's here. Excellent, Scott. So thank you for joining us all the way from Australia, I believe, right? So welcome, Scott. Look, if you're here, my friends, drop us a comment. And I say, say hello, say hi. So we'd love to welcome you properly. You know,
Hi.
You're back. Yay. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I haven't connected to Wi-Fi now, so that's why I was a little funky.
Excellent. So no, you made a joke. Who's changed it? Mark Carmel's changed his picture into, is that a gorilla? Is that a bird? I don't know. Just a bird, I think. It's a bird thing.
Like
yes. Yeah. Anyway, so no, we're glad that you're not shy anymore, Lexi. You know, we're relaxing. It's your conversation, right? It's your party. Scott says, he's a mystery. You really are, Scott.
Party. party. It's Inspire Lights, okay? Like that's want to make that clear. Inspire Light is its own. It's not me. It's its own. I want to make that very clear first and foremost. Even though it was a vision from my heart, I cannot do this by myself. This is something that is built for the community and to have sacred space for mothers and children of sexual traumas, ideally exploitation, and trafficking, to embrace their light within, for them to be able to create sustainability for themselves, for their families. And when it comes at reintegration, it's not easy and it's very messy, and be able to give them space to be heard and seen and understood and met them where they're at. That is most important. And the reason why for me is because this is something that I did not have, and I had to work very hard by myself to create. And I didn't even do by myself. I've had so much help along the way. But once I was able to understand the importance of my own values, my own worth, my own self-love, my own self-respect, and how to be able to practice that for myself and for others as well that I connect with, you know, Creator kind of did for me what I couldn't do for myself. And now I'm moving through fear and stepping into territories and arenas I never thought I would even see myself before. So there's a lot of things stripping away. There's a lot of things that I've had to surrender to really let go, let God lead the way into this mission and vision for something greater than ourselves. So I just want to make that very clear. This is not me. This is not me. Inspire Light is its own entity, its own movement for survivors to have a sacred space to heal. Oh, you're muted.
Without you, there would no Inspire Light. So please leave us to give you the credits as we do. Leave it. It's fine. It's fine. Right? It's fine. So Alex is my super editor. I'm glad you're here. So hello, everyone. Several messages. I think look, I accept what you say. You know that it's not just you. You know, and it takes a team. I know you said Dina is one of your team members.
No, unfortunately, Del Sol's a treasurer. He was going to come on. Unfortunately, work obligations. Him not able to join us today, but he will be on some posts here very soon. Some Q&As we have coming up just to show a little bit about who's been in the background with decision making with Inspire Light, other than just myself. Dina is a collaborator. So she has helped us from the beginning with the campaign when it comes to the images of the shirts for the teddy bears. So it looks like she's drawing and doing some things right now, which I love. So I'm going to pass the mic to her so she can share a little about who she is, her guest, and where she is with us in Inspire Light.
Thank you so much. Thanks for that beautiful intro. So where to begin? Well, I'm going to start with this. About 5 years ago, way before I even met Lexi, I had started to reconnect with painting again. I've been an artist my whole life, and but had stopped for quite some time with the actual painting. But I had started to get into wanting to make art more accessible and more usable, and started to paint on like glasses and various things, because I really believe that it's great to have art that's on things that can be used. And so I was onto something, but I didn't even know I was intuitive yet. I didn't even know what intuitive art was, but I'd had my own experiences, of course, because we all have them. But what in those experiences in my life, my own traumas and whatever, I went to art for healing. And so, even before I knew that I was going to art for healing, I was just having a crisis and then going to pain. I wasn't even drawing the connection. And so fast forward back in 2019, I set the intention that I was going to start painting for the intention of healing and creating artwork that would have healing energy, healing frequencies, and then teaching others, showing others how they can do the same. So that was an intention that started, I guess, about consciously about 2019, 2018. I've lost track of time, years, but what happened was as soon as I made that intention clear, the universe, source started bringing opportunities into my lap to put that into practice. And so I started to learn about what I was doing, which is really bringing energy, working with energy with intention in the art. So that, and then in came what's called light codes and light language, which is basically heart-based frequencies. It's something that is part of us and it's in the quantum, but it's also connected with our hearts. And so it was a way for me to start singing and painting with energetic intention that had healing energy and activating frequencies, so that if I were to put this in layman's terms, it's basically we all have our own codes. We all have our own purpose and energy and things that make us truly unique. And part of my purpose is not only creating art that has this potential to inspire and activate others with their divine creativity and purpose and empowerment, and more, to the point of everybody has their own experience of what they're receiving with the energy. But it's also about energy being used for transmutation with the art so that we can work with trauma release. Another way to work with art is a way to alchemize and release and express, so that we can come out on the other side. So I had this dream of wanting to work with individuals that this could really benefit, and wanting to collaborate with different organizations where that would understand or appreciate what this work is. And so I eventually met Lexi Alexandra and told her about my dream and my vision. And I had started to do different workshops and started to learn about, being more trauma informed. And so basically we started talking because we met through Sid's, the Art of Peaceful Living. And we started talking more about meditation, and Lexi and I really just started to share, our visions and what we were about. And eventually she invited me to create art for the teddy bears, for and for the t-shirt. And I just was so honored that I could do this, that my art, in a way that I work with energy and the frequencies, could be used to benefit so many at such a grand scale, and to really be able to create something that could have such a profound positive effect. And so I just am beyond words of gratitude that, this is all transpiring, and now I get to be here. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with, I'll stop now.
That's just gonna come wide. Thank you, Dina, for sharing. Hi, Jennifer. So sorry. I was so surprised. I didn't think she was gonna come. Thank you.
Hi. Sorry to interrupt. Hi, Dina.
Hi.
Hello. Oh,
so those were my 2 cents.
Okay, let's explain who Jennifer is. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, y'all see her. Okay, so Jennifer, actually, I don't know if you guys remember when I was talking about Ocean City. Jennifer and I, we meant to go to the Ocean City, Maryland, Baltimore anti-trafficking professional conference down there. It was a 4-day event. So that's where we met, and she's one that gave me pushback that I needed to just kind of really elevate where we are today, where, we didn't have the 501c3 status started yet. And I was just talking about a long-term goal of having a house and building the board, which is still an ongoing process. And she was just like, well, how are you helping out? I was like, well, other than no, nothing. And then she goes, I don't know about that. She like walks away from me, and I was just like, I need, how do we do this? Like, what do we do? Like, how do we do this? Like, it had the wheels turning instead of getting offended. If anything, I'm thankful for that pushback, because I was just like, she's absolutely right. Like, how can we help survivors? So it was a year in the making, but that was the seed that was needed to kind of turn this to what it is now. And thank you, Jennifer, so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. By the way, I can't see anybody but myself, which is a little weird.
Yeah, that's deliberate on my part. I want them to all to see and hear you. So thanks for joining us. If you want to add to what Lexi said, please feel free.
So let me defend myself just a little. When Lexi, when we started having the conversation about Inspire Light, she, first of all, that's all she talked about. That's all she wanted to talk about. You can see the genuine desire and love and concern, radiating out of her all the time. And so when when those serious conversations started in Ocean City, and we're walking to the conference, or we're sitting in the conference, and I just wanted her to be able to expand upon and share the things that she was doing. And I know how, I don't want to say cutthroat or brutal, but that's, it's kind of how it can be at times when you've got multiple organizations vying for the same type of work, even if it's not in the same state or region. And I wanted her to be able to share just a little bit more. It's one thing when you come to the table with the problem, and you come to the table with the same problem everybody's had. It's a whole different thing when you come to the table acknowledging that problem, but you have the solution, or have a solution. And I wanted her to be able to have that. And I didn't mean to come across, snooty or anything, but if we don't challenge each other, and in a heartfelt, genuine way, we're going to stay where we are, and it's going to be this constant battle amongst organizations to keep their work to themselves, not collaborate, or not see what else is needed, not fill those gaps. And so I'm not sure what you guys were discussing before, but I did want to defend myself with what Lexi said.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you for joining us.
No, she said it perfectly. And you know what? No, I am all about professional criticism. You know what I mean? I can take the nasty. I really can. If anything, I can take what I need and leave the rest. That is totally cool. So
No. We've lost your voice.
No.
Lost your voice. Yeah, no, you're back again. You're back again. So carry on. We lost your voice for a second.
Now, do you hear me?
Yes. Okay. You're back again in full. So I'll take that.
Whatever is running in the background is disturbing the frequencies. So
yeah,
that can be. I don't know what's running in the background.
Yes. No, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. That's how.
Well, so that's why I love Jennifer so much. Coming to her for her insights. Not experience. Personal, why I'm really thankful for her to even acknowledge and see from the very early. We're still.
You might have to move, Lexi, because the disruption to your line is really annoying. It's we're hearing one word out of many. That's
Oh,
no. She's still here. So no.
I'm not.
So maybe turning your camera off might really help. So turn your camera off for a second, and then carry on talking. Let's see if that helps. It's using less bandwidth. It doesn't really help us. So then turn your camera back on because we can't see you, we can't hear you. It's really annoying.
Are you near your router? Are you close to your router, hon?
Yeah, that's why.
You are.
And yeah, I'm not sure what that noise is. It's not from me.
Okay, now it's working better now. We can hear you again.
Okay, that's weird. That better?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I'm not sure what that noise is, but I don't think I can pop it out.
It's all right. It's all right. So, Janice, welcome. Glad you're here. Always great to see you in our rooms, Janice. Thank you all for being here. Of course, now anyone else who's here, so now's the time to say hello. Yeah, so I'd love to welcome you properly. So there's much that we have to get through today. Where do I want to go next? Lexi's back again. Go on, Lexi. Try again.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you again.
Okay.
Go for it.
There's this noise though. I'm not
sure. I don't know. Okay, so let me mute.
There we go.
Yeah,
right, whoever muted it, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I was talking about with Jennifer, I was very thankful for her and her expertise, and that's why I kind of wanted her to share a little bit about her background, not only with her lived experience, but she has also been on various of nonprofit boards in the anti-trafficking, counter-trafficking space. She's also a consultant. And she just has amazing expertise when it comes to just navigating the nonprofit world, especially as someone with lived experience, to be a professional and to be able to give resource and insight to help us find solutions and fill in those gaps instead of circling around the problem, but be able to deliver options for solutions to be able to meet those unmet needs, you know what I mean, for our survivors. Because first and foremost, when it comes to the counter-trafficking space, at the end of the day, that's who we're doing it for. And not only just raising them up, but being able to listen, to understand where they're at. And she was able to do that for me and so many others, with her heart, with her expertise. So I just want to say thank you for seeing me, especially when I was still struggling to get out there and trying to find my voice. So just kudos to you. And I would love if she would like to share a little about who she is, what she does, and what she's doing.
Yeah, well, it's an invitation, my friend. So Jennifer, that's what I'll mute you again. So feel free to share, who you are, what you do, and whatever you want to share with us.
I'm happy to share a little bit. So I am the vice president of the Virginia Coalition Against Human Trafficking here in Virginia. We are a 501c4 legislative nonprofit working to change the laws surrounding the way survivors are criminalized, introduce things like safe harbor laws, which are kind of, common around the country, but somehow not in certain states. And, expanding vacatur laws so that survivors of human trafficking don't have to, exit their trafficking and then struggle with a criminal record, which prevents them from living a normal life, finding their freedom, things like that. I'm lucky to be the vice president, fairly new on that board, been about 6 months or so. But beyond that, I am a survivor myself. I am an open source intelligence analyst. I am a board certified human trafficking investigator, but because of my felonies, I cannot work in law enforcement. So I work alongside law enforcement in a consultant's position. And in my free time, like that exists, I work directly one-on-one with survivors, typically survivors that are struggling with substance abuse issues, that don't respond well to traditional treatment methods and modalities, people that can't check themselves into rehab, or have sexual trauma in their past and don't want to be in a co-ed facility for a year, just whatever prevents them from responding well to more traditional methods. I try to find my way to them and assist them. I'm currently working with a few potential donors here in the DC area, trying to turn what I do into more of a nonprofit type thing, so that I don't have to then tax my clients, by having them pay me. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I am here to support Lexi and her raising of the money. Her ideas are, she's just, her heart's in the right place, her mind's in the right place. She's got a great goal, and I want to do what I can to support her.
Oh, thank you. Oh. There's Dana. Hi, Joe. Hi, Com. Thank you, Jennifer, for your words. Just love it.
Okay, I'm on mute. That's my problem. I'm glad you mentioned money, Jennifer. It helps, because that's what we're here for partly. I know Lex is very shy about mentioning money. I'm not. Right. I'll play a video for a second. I'll play a video in a second.
Okay.
So that way you might get a context. And I'll come back to you.
There's an update from that video, and your background noise.
Right. Okay. So hold on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
right.
you. We actually now are $169 away from our $750 goal. So
Excellent.
let me kind of tell you guys the next phase once we meet that goal into the campaign. So we already have ready to go to purchase 60 teddy bears at our size with the t-shirts. There are 2 additional separate purchases we'll be making. The t-shirts will be sent to the printer out in Concord, Texas, to print not just the design that Dina made for the front, that will have special light codes in what's already custom made in the design. We're symbolizing freedom as well as hope and the power of choice within the sun design. And then in the shirt, that's where the special lifeline is. So there's actually a printed tag in the back of the shirt. It looks like a regular, like made in the USA, like hot wash drying instructions, whatever. And then at the bottom of that, it says like 2 numbers, a call and a text number. Originally was the local Colorado trafficking hotline. However, I actually talked to another survivor who has her own organization, Bare Feet Wellness, Denny Footle, here in Colorado, sharing with her about the campaign and a number. And she brought up a really good point, and it's something I'm like surprised I didn't think about, because I experienced this myself. She's like, a lot of people who survive trafficking don't realize that they're survivors. And I'm like, that was me. How did I not think about that? And she goes, even people who are going through the system and going through a case, they still a lot of the times cannot even identify that's what they went through. So she gave a suggestion to me, which I took it and ran with it, when it came to changing the number up to RAIN, which is the the U.S. National Sex Abuse Hotline. So that kind of encompasses, sexual assault, violence, abuse, trafficking, exploitation. So they have the resources depending on the particular type of the trauma and the need to navigate them, to meet them where they are, if they need it. And the reason why we're doing it in this way is a discreet lifeline, or a power of choice, and also a sense of comfort as well. So there are organizations right now across purpose. They are focused on personal career development with a faith-based organization in Colorado here. They also have Live Differently recovery programs as well. That's actually how I got connected with this organization and their peer recovery coaches. That got me connected with their executive teams. And they have people who they serve, in Live Different Recovery, in their faith-based programs, even when it comes to their career development, who are going through these experiences. I talked to a couple of the peer coaches head on saying, these are bears that is something that we know the people we are currently working with need, and it gives them an option for choice where they can bring it into the home. They can bring it to where they're still experiencing some of their darkest times and having trouble to get out. And if they are ready, all they have to do is flip over the tag and call or text a number and they'll be right there. And we wanted to expand the demographic, just going beyond trafficking, exploitation, for women, men, and children as well, for all people. And one of the great things when it comes to building relationships, which is so important for us in Inspire Light, is that we can tailor the number depending on the need. So if there's someone in another state with another organization who loves the needs of the bears, but maybe they're more focused on substance abuse rather than sexual trauma, we can absolutely change that with Craig over with Sunbelt Advertising with their batches of bears. So we have 60 that we're launching, 60 t-shirts, 60 bears, as well as a front and back printing as well, custom printing of the shirts. And the goal is then by October 1st to start giving them to organizations like Cross Purpose, like Crisis Aid, who are already boots on the ground, serving this demographic with their program, with their resources, and just giving them as a sense of love, as a sense of comfort, and saying, hey, we see you. And if you choose, there's a lifeline option for you to embrace help if and when you're ready. So we're always here for you. And that's kind of the main purpose of the Bears. And like I said, I did not think about this one by myself. I had other survivor leaders bring this forward to me, and I am just so thankful for their support, for their help, and really helping me elevate me to get me out there into where I am today, personally and professionally, and with Inspire Light as is and as it's growing and standing on its own. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love everyone who supported me along the way. You know who you are. So yeah.
We're still short. That's the important thing, right? We're not there. We're not at target yet. So we do need your help, my friends. Now, Lexi doesn't say, I'll do the asking, because Lexi is not going to ask too directly. She's far too shy to ask, right? Did you see Michelle's comment that she wants to donate teddy bears?
We already have the bears, Michelle.
Excellent.
Yes, we already have the bears ready to go. Like I said, there are 60 10-inch size bears that we already have or ready to purchase, as well as the t-shirts are 2 separate purchases. Bulk that we'll be purchasing, then the t-shirts we're sending to the printer. The bears will be sent here to Colorado, and once the printing is ready to go, we'll get the shirts sent over to put on the bears and then send to the organization starting in October. So the bears are already there. We just got to reach our goal to $169. That's what's left to get us into the next phase. And also too, I just want to be very transparent as well. We will not be posting pictures of the bears on social media due to the protection of the messages that the shirts hold. However, the donors will be getting a picture, a confidential email of the pictures, because we wouldn't be able to do this without their help and their generous and kindness. Also, too, they'll be getting a special gift from us in the mail to show our appreciation here at Inspire Light. So, yes, thank you, my cat. Just you see a little paw. But thank you from the bottom of my heart for the donors who's already been with us and growing with us. So we couldn't be where we are without you guys.
Superb. My friends, please do. Let's support. I say with not-for-profit organizations, with charities. They do amazing work. I used to run one, so I know the amazing work that we do. I'm saying, but people are very. It's easy for people to sort of say, "You're doing so great, Lexi. You get on with it." Let's not be those people, my friends. Let's support people who are trying to help others, right? Jen, welcome. I don't know how you pronounce your surname. I couldn't even try. I said,
So
I'm like, give me the letters.
yes,
I'm just like, I don't know.
from
I give up on that.
Canada.
Liana, welcome.
Hello,
I see
Leanne.
you. Thank you for being here. So Gladys, I tried to welcome you earlier. Let's do it properly this time, right? Thank you for showing up as always. So situation with my niece that had to be addressed. That's perfectly fine. You're never late to our shows, right? As long as you give us a few minutes of your time, I will always say thank you, and I always appreciate you. Joni and Mike and Mr. Calm, Michael, I do see you. Welcome, Omar, Mr. Zoom Party. I'm glad you're here, Omar. And my friends. So where's the link, Lexi? Before I say
I
where's the
gave
link,
it to you guys. The
so
PayPal.
is it? So can you post in the comments?
I already. If I get out of here, Annie, I send it to you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do it in a second.
Okay,
Don't do anything.
If you tell me, I can post it in the comments and Annie can put it on screen.
I put it, Annie. You didn't. I put it in our studio chat. You didn't get it. I logged in and out. So
okay. I never look at the private chat.
I'm so sorry. If I log out of here, just because like technical difficulties. If I log out of here, it might take me a minute.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Lexi. It's fine. So I found the link. Okay, so I can share that.
I also want to kind of dive into some topics as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to dive in some topics that are kind of hot right now.
We'll get there, Lexi. Calm down.
Okay, I do.
We'll get there. The fundraising is my main target today. Like the conversation we're gonna have the conversation anyway, right? But I want you to get to these targets. That's why I said let's put the show on. Because now the target date. Well, let me stop talking to you. Let me show you Lexi's video. 15 takes she took to make this video, so do enjoy it, my friends. Yes. I have to show it, right?
Hi guys, it's Lexi here with Inspire Lights, going into week 4 of our Sunlight Teddy Bear campaign. We are only $239 away from reaching our $750 goal to raise a love by September 1st. So thank you to all of our donors. Keep a lookout in your snail mail in about 2 to 4 weeks from now. There'll be a little appreciation gratitude gift from us at Inspire Light, just to show you how much we are sincerely grateful for your support to where we are today. And if you haven't seen it already, check out our live. We will be on tomorrow night, August 29th at 5 p.m. Eastern with Annie Oshung. Not only will we be discussing the campaign, how it started, and where we are growing into the next couple of months, we'll also be with a few people that have collaborated with us in the campaign for the last year. And also, who will be joining me are some members of the board of Inspire Lights. So we are excited to show you and speak with you a little bit about how we've been growing things behind the scenes for the last few years. And there'll be some topics we will be discussing for open discussion for you to join us regarding some support and solutions for survivors experiencing sexual traumas, and finding where we can meet the gap into filling those unmet needs. So we'd love for you to join us in that conversation. Thank you again for just being with us along the way, one step at a time. There's a lot more growing into the fall with us here, so keep a lookout, and thanks again.
I love how she speaks in rhythm, as if she's singing. I wish I could talk like that. I just talk, right? I just talk. People get used to it. My friends, our deadline is 1st of September. So let's try and do it today. I want us to get to target today. I'm sure we will. I've just shared the link in the chat. So if you want to donate, please do. Copy the link into your browser. So I'm going to share the link on the event page as well. So don't be shy. And it's every little bit helps. That's what I always say, right? Every bit helps. There's $1, $2, $10, and more or less. I'm saying it all helps. So please, let's put our hands in our pockets and let's support Lexi as best we can. Okay, right. Okay, I'm happy-ish. We'll get. I'm sure we'll get there. Joni, talk to me. Are you going to donate, Joni? Say yes, please. You say yes. Exactly. There you go. I'll take it.
Come on
How
now.
are you?
How
How
you
you
know,
doing?
this is well, there's so many causes close to my heart, but of course I'll donate. I was also uh, raped 2 years ago, and it made my life fall apart. And I have found it in me to forgive this human being, but I had so many ramifications that came after it, and it's the additional ramifications that I personally think that a lot of women, especially mothers, need help with, like the fact that judges can rule that you are allowing your kids around bad men and take your kids away. And you don't have any money to pay for a lawyer. And that's horrible. That's horrible. As an educated woman, I have 2 master's degrees, and I think some of the way society looks at it is that it's like low class to even like talk about it. I don't know, but I'm very expressive, and I guarantee that like I'm okay. Like I am okay. I'm like I have a lot of other aspects to me besides that one pain. But I do feel like sharing your actual story and not, sharing the other wonderful things that come after, like you get over it, is really healing for people to hear. So, I learned to uh, be good to me. And in spite of a lot of hard other things that were going on, like, in family court. And so it was the ex-boyfriend who raped me, and it was horrible. But I'm not smiling just to like, so I have a brave face. It's because like I like smiling, and I actually like, you know, um, being able to talk about it. I think that's actually how I first like came on to LinkedIn, like a audio room, and I was so scared to say my story. And then someone said, "You're so brave to say that." And it was like a release, and it was not the release I had from therapy. It was a release of just like putting it out there to just like a bunch of humans who, are around the world, and they know someone who this happened to, and they didn't judge me. They didn't think I was not fun or educated or, well equipped to handle something like this. So I do think that just being able to tell your story and also being able to really value those other parts of your life is really important. So that's it.
Oh, thank you. Well, Lexi, Lexi, feel free to respond.
I just want to say, Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much for sharing your hardship. Thank you so much for sharing, most importantly, how you're doing the best of your ability to move through, the lack of resources, and still being able to find solutions for yourself, to still be able to heal and move forward, and not just to have your story to be speaking it to be heard, but you're actually using it to create solutions, not just for yourself, not just for your family, but for other people. And that's what it's about, so we can't do this alone. And that's why when it comes, especially when those challenges with law enforcement, with challenges, even when it comes to just resources, that's when we need to come together and be creative and focus on, okay, instead of pointing fingers, saying, how dare they, how dare thee, let's come back to ourselves. Let's come back to ourselves and focus on, How can we bring solutions to this problem? What can I do, not what they can do, because I
I
can't.
think that the legal resources are so underestimated how hard that is. Because I went to court for 3 different times to make sure that I got a proper restraining order for me and my children, and it was granted. But 3 times, like going through court, and they could never find him. They had to serve his parents, and he's gone. He's gone with the wind. They don't care. They don't care. He's gone. And but exactly when my ex-husband has like the most prominent lawyer about taking away my parenting time and I have no money left, then that's boom, that's done. That's fine. That's fine. She's has let bad men in her life. So I think the legal resources, and I have been to like the free family aid and everything, and it is so confusing when you're not used to it. And everything can go really wrong. And it's a little Looney Tunes. And so that's my mission for a lot of I also volunteer at a homeless shelter, but it's an intake place, but just once a week. I really want to make sure everyone has like a source to get legal help, because our legal system is it's just confusing. And that's it's like when the physical pain is gone, the legal system is a pain. So that's it. Thank you.
Oh no, I lost my host. I've lost my host somewhere. Okay, let me get it. I don't need me to be the center of the screen, do I? So let's see. So Joni's here, Mr. Calm is here. Yay, Lexi's back.
Sorry, I hopped out there.
Nice, all right.
Want to kind of give you guys full transparency. Not surprised by this. The Inspire Light website is down. Not sure why. So I just want to be full transparent with that. So I just messaged my developer. However, the PayPal account is still up. It's still running. We are still $169 away from our goal. We're so close of hitting that. So that's one of the main reasons, one of the main purposes that we are here. So do you want to be involved with that? Even $5, $10 would be significant when it comes to helping not just Inspire Light, but also people just like Joe, just like me, just like many others who may be afraid to speak when it comes to sexual trauma, sexual abuse. You know, how can we, instead of pointing fingers and saying poor them, how can we be the solution for them? How can we think outside of ourselves when it comes to thank you, Joan. Thank you, Joan. I appreciate you. I see you.
You got it, girl.
Yes, thank you, Joan.
Hey, honey, do you know what? I know people on this website, these chat rooms so well. I really do. I consider them really dear friends. I've been doing this for over 2 years, and I think maybe sharing a smidge of your story and some of your coping mechanisms would definitely inspire people other than me to donate. So
I love that. No, I love that. I've shared my story a lot. And sometimes I think with that, sometimes I forget because I like to stay in the solution and focus on like, how can I serve? How can I serve? So thank you. For the ones who don't know, I appreciate that. So I guess I'll share a little bit about my story. Okay, because I wrote about it, so I got to talk about it now. All right, so what happened for me, I was 15 years old, and I got a friend request on Facebook by a gentleman who was 23 years old, who invited me over to a rave party at his home, and he invited me over. I was able to go, and of course, I got hooked to all the sex, drugs, and rock and roll, all the stuff that goes about that. Little did I know, I did not know that I was being groomed at the time. He was learning a lot about me, my background, my demographics, the things that make me tick, the things that made me come. you know, and he was basically programming me. And when I was that age, when it came to performing sexual acts for him on demand when he wanted it, even when I wasn't around him. And it got to the point where, like, even when I was at school, he was asking me to take pictures and do all these things. And if I said no, it started out with very verbal threats. And over time, it started out with like, oh, well, I'll tell your mom that you're drinking and you're doing drugs at my house, to if you don't do what I'm going to say, I'm going to slit your throat, and, you know, you're going to bleed out on your front lawn, like these type of things. And so more and more, he just basically kind of just manipulated my mindset into doing what he wanted me to do, or what he wanted me to do for him. And it got to the point where he started having me do sexual acts in front of him for his friends. I'm not sure if there was any compensation in between. All I know is, like, I just did what I was told. So, you know, less of the craziness would happen, but regardless, it's always still really chaotic and crazy. And I had a friend who went through familial trafficking. This is back in my hometown of Reading, Pennsylvania, where just pedophiles just fly high all over that little town. And that's not just the only town, that's all over, but that'll be more into this conversation. But anyways, so I had a best friend in high school who was able to notice the signs, especially with what she went through. And she didn't judge me. She just stood by me, even though it was very hard for her to watch me dance this crazy dance with this person. And when he made a really, really crazy threat and I was at her house, she helped motivate me to write a police report. And I was really scared. And the main reason why I was scared is because I was afraid I was going to lose the love I thought I found in this person. I thought he was my knight in shining armor. You know, I did not receive this love at home. You know, what I thought was love was violence, was hitting, was getting slammed all over the place. You know what I mean? And, that's what I thought was love, you know, and I thought love came with conditions, you know, no matter how much good of a student I was, no matter how much curriculums I was in, you know, I was never good enough. And for my mother, for my family, and I lost that. I had no self-worth at all. And this person easily sensed that, easily saw that, and knew that I did not have the support, not just from my mother, not my father, not my family in general. So I was an easy target. And so I was afraid I was going to lose the love that I was looking for, because I didn't get it from my home. I didn't get it from my family. So I thought I found it in this person, because he learned about all the things that I liked and presented as this person that I always dreamed of. But really, it was one of my worst nightmares. And after I did that, my friend motivated me to write this police report. So I did, but it was very hard because, like I said, I was afraid I was going to lose that love. I wrote the police report. I had to stand up against him in court to file a protection order. I was 16 at the time. And after I did that, it was, we didn't see each other for a couple of months. And I was the one that actually was begging to come back to him. Like, I was begging to come back to him because I felt like I lost my supply of all the things. And little did I know, during this pause, things were elevating in his world in not the best of way, where he was getting connected with people he was living with who were into CSAM. It was not called that back in 2012, but CSAM, with children only under 10 years old. He was into only children from the age of 12 to about 14, 15 years old. And this individual who moved in with him that was only into younger children introduced him to the dark web, the networks, how they stay connected, to stay updated with like the logos, to kind of stay hidden from law enforcement and the undercovers, etc. So he was learning all these things, and in the midst of that, he was basically elevating me. I was like the practice when it comes to his tactics of getting more of his prey, where he would go on gaming sites, social media platforms, mainly gaming sites he would go on. and he would act as if he had this special, which is a real thing, but he didn't have it. It was like this rare reproductive disease where, like, if you did not release yourself, you would be angry and aggressive, and it was like a constant thing where you always like always need to do this. It was like there's like a special name for it. And so he convinced young girls that he had this condition, to basically make them feel bad, and then go on, Skype. It was Skype at the time, to take videos and pictures. And then he would record these pictures and videos and send them to his father, his father was in a different state, and he had a life medical illness, and he was utilizing the footage that his son was giving him to basically keep himself alive, because he had a lot of respiratory stuff, there's a lot of medical things that he needed that insurance couldn't fully cover. So he was using the dark web to help cover his medical expenses in a simple way. And his son was a revenue of resource for that. And so when I came back into the picture, because I already had law enforcement on him too much, he pushed me away to his father, where he, like, again, he was in a different state. So he used similar tactics, but he wasn't as aggressive as his son, to be that love, be that attention that I didn't get from my family. And so in the midst of that, he was taking footage of me. He was recording me and posting those pictures on the dark web so he can get compensation for his medical condition. He actually lived longer than he should have. He should have died like in the mid 2000s, but he died in 2022, which is kudos to him, I guess. So anywho, yeah, he passed me on to him. And then I was the one that realized I'm going into college. I need to do better for myself. Like, I need to get myself out of this mental bondage. It was mainly a mental bondage at this point. And so I broke free. It took me a really long time, and I didn't talk to them for about 6 months, this whole family. And I was starting my first semester in my college, going my college degree, pursuing psychology. And I was on my first Christmas break, and I got a call from an unknown number, and I picked it up, and it was my abuser. And he told me that him and his roommate were getting investigated by undercovers for 6 months, because there was people reporting him for harassment on all these gaming sites, etc. And he can tell, because there were certain lingos and stuff that these young people would come on, and he could tell who it was posing and everything. And basically, it wasn't just him, it wasn't just the roommate, but there was also 9 other people in my hometown of Reading, Pennsylvania, including women, who were a part of a CSAM sweep, where there was 4 children who were also saved during this sweep. And my abuser and his roommate were a part of this sweep. Every single predator, men and women, a part of the sweep, had no affiliation with each other, by the way. So when this all happened, the FBI, or law enforcement busted into his home and took all the electronics. And when he called me, they were under investigation. He knew by this time, the next day, he was going to be in prison. And he mainly called me to let me all know this. And he says, I don't care how long it takes. When I get out, I will find you. And this was in 2012. And I was 19, and I was couch surfing. I didn't even have my own home address. I was pursuing college by myself. And it was very difficult. It was very difficult when I heard this. And so moving forward, he was incarcerated, and I was able to talk to law enforcement a couple months after his incarceration. They met me at the place where I was couch surfing. And, I told them about what he said to me. And law enforcement said, you'll be fine. He's going to get at least 30 plus years to life. Here's our card. You'll be okay. Don't worry about it. And they just left, and they never touched base. They never called me. I even asked them if they found footage of me. They found footage of me, but they didn't find footage of me that they can use as evidence. because apparently my abuser said there was the pictures he had of me was on a special hard drive that was not in the home when law enforcement came. So I still did not receive my justice, but I'm thankful for the two girls. Well, they're women now, but the girls then received their justice. And I know there are many other victims of my abuser that did not receive their justice as well. So when law enforcement communicated this with me and just said, you'll be fine, don't worry, he'll be put away for a long time. You know, I truly felt like I was forgotten. I truly felt like I put myself through this. There is no reason for me to ever speak about this ever again. I had so much shame, and I felt like I had no one. I had no family. I had no one but God, but I didn't have a relationship with God at the time to be with me, but God was with me. I just wasn't with God yet. And I stuffed that down, and then I started trafficking myself, survival trafficking, where I basically prostituted myself to basically make ends meet. It's something that I didn't want to do. It's something that I'm not proud of, but I have complete and utter respect for sex workers. But it's something that I had enjoyment to do. I literally had to paint a face on it and put on this facade, not even with makeup, with my energy, to be able to do this, just to make sure to have my ends meet, because I was living by myself at the time and going to school. And I did that for 4 years, not even realizing that I was going through survival trafficking until another survivor leader heard my story and came to me and told me that this is something, a part of your story as well, that I was scared to even talk about, that I prostituted myself, you know? And I only did what I learned as a child because I needed to survive. And it wasn't until I got sober and I changed my life. God changed my life. And I've been walking that path for 5 years now, and going into the third and the fourth year, the third year, that's when Inspire Light started evolving. But I had to do a lot of work and a lot of therapy sessions, and still do, to be able to see this vision on my heart that's much greater than me. Because one of the things we learned in 12 steps is to keep what you found, you got to give it away. And anyone can work the 12 steps, you know, and that's one of the main whys behind Inspire Light. To keep what I have, I got to give it away. So yeah.
Oh, hi, I just I appreciate your share so much.
Thank you.
And Holla, Reading, Pennsylvania, all those outlet malls.
You know,
I grew up in Philly, so
you're
I'm from Philly. I was born in Baltimore, and then I grew up in Fishtown, and then I moved to Mainline. So that's where my parents got rich. But we definitely went to Reading for the outlet malls.
Yeah, and when they were there, it was a ghost town.
Yeah, you could hear my Philly accent come out sometimes. So they're like Wood or something. But goodness, thank you for sharing that. And it goes to show, like, just the different levels of abuse that are out there that people have to struggle with. And it doesn't matter necessarily, to other people who have gone through something abusive. They just want to know that you're there, that you are a good person to come to in the event that something happens, or they fall apart, or they fall off the wagon, or whatever. And so by starting this organization, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
I just think it's great. I think it's so much better to just put good back in the world after something shit happens versus I am not an alcoholic or a drug user. I have gone through AA meetings. I just for like the concepts because I've been through abuse and it's such a great program. So if anyone, they really will welcome you to sit in on any meeting, and the points are really valid. It doesn't matter what you're there for. I mean, obviously, don't say you're alcoholic if you're not. But it's a really good thing. It's a really good thing to, go through some sort of rehabilitation specifically designed for sexual trauma, or have a therapist or a psychologist who specifically concentrates on that, because a lot of people don't. And it's okay to have setbacks. It's just okay. Like, they're inevitable. Like, it's just some nights I'm just like scared. I'm scared because really of the ramifications of what came after. So but I really forget. I've come to a point of forgiveness. I certainly forgive my abuser. I don't know where the fuck he is. I hope he doesn't show up here, but he really ruined my credit, and he really ruined my life. And but I've rebounded, and it's a different type of intellect or understanding that I have now. And I mean, I use humor all the time. You can ask all these guys. I like humor because it makes me feel like I'm putting something happy out in the world. So sometimes it's dark humor. Like, what do one crackhead say to the other crackhead? You got any crack? What do one pedophile say to the other pedophile? You got any kids? I don't know. I
Joe's a bit mad.
It's so bad. I've been through this. I'm allowed to say it. And so it's just being able to somehow forgive yourself. And I have forgiven the person that did this to me. I struggle to forgive my husband because ex-husband, who really did a number on me afterwards, and that's hard for me. But this is a really good place to share anything because everyone is like a little fucked up. Anyways,
forgiveness for me has to start with the self. And there's a lot of different avenues and pathways. I believe forgiveness is a practice for giving it away so I can have peace. It's not forgetting what happened, but it's being able to accept what happened as it was without trying to change it or manipulate it, and being able to have that peace for myself, because that's something I deserve. That's something that I am worth. And
you deserve that.
For my forgiveness, it's something that ebbs and flows. It doesn't mean that I don't have the feelings, but I have the tools today to not stay down and keep the feelings to keep me down. I can be able to listen to what the emotions have to say to me, to be able to move forward and release and embrace what is there for me to learn from the inside out. And most importantly, forgiveness, you can give that away to someone else so they can be free as well. Because at the end of the day, like, me being mad at even my abuser and all those thoughts, all those resentments, all those emotions towards that person is only hurting me. Like, it's literally trying to throw poison at somebody else, and I'm the one that's drinking it.
It's just like you're just like a magic ball, like, oh, it's coming back at me. It's coming back. It's coming back inside. You know, you're just like paintball gunning yourself, and it's just it's hard. It's too hard. It's too hard. If you want to survive a good life, because you do deserve a good life. Everyone does. Everyone listening, Gladys, especially Gladys.
Yeah, that is so sorry to hear about
And my
that
brother,
experience you had
Eddie,
to endure, Joe. So thank you, Gladys. I want to
I,
get
I don't have a problem sharing that, but you know, there's other things I've done wrong that is not great.
Thank you.
no,
No,
don't
thank
share
you for
those.
sharing.
I'm
No,
not
and
gonna share
this is
anything
why
else.
we have
I'm
this
not gonna share.
platform.
I'm not gonna share the car story. Okay, Annie? All right.
No, Dina, hold on. Dina says thank you for sharing,
No,
Joni, as
thank you.
well.
Like, this is why we have the bears, for people just like you who are afraid to speak up, you know, and that's why I'm like, I'm so thankful that you spoke up and you shared your experience.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean? It
it's
elevates
been
others to be like, you know what? I think this is happening to me too. And being able to be curious as to like, where can I find these resources? Or at the very least, not even knowing how to find the resources. You know what I mean? That was the issue for me. And that's where we're looking at, instead of pointing fingers at to where they dropped the ball, I'm looking at how can we fill that gap together? You
yeah.
know, and
I think like it's just really you got to be an integral part of your community. You got to give your time. You know, like be face to face too. You know, you're doing a great job just trying this out. This for me coming on here with Annie is it's a friendship like that's developed over years, and so it feels healing just to have a friend from, you know, across the pond or wherever. And and but I when I volunteer at DuPage Pads, which is a homeless intake shelter, especially with the women who need like bathroom products and stuff, and you could just kind of see something, and I'm like, I'm here because, you know, this. And if you just like need some free legal cards where people could come help you, or if you want my cell phone number, like just take it.
yeah, actually I would like to be connected, because I'd like to see, since you are currently you're currently volunteering with this homeless shelter, I'd like to see, especially once we have the bears, and of course, like, thank you for your donation. So you're gonna get a picture of the donations of the bear and the gifts. So stay tuned for that. Yes, you'll be
Well,
getting.
I can
But I want to know, like, if you can maybe connect Inspire Light with this shelter to see if they'd be interested in having the bears for themselves as well. We can ship them out to
they
them.
love that. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many women and children and also teens that come through, and they're not in high school. Like mine's an intake shelter, so it's like only from like, you know, 8 to 4, and so it's mainly breakfast. And so I only volunteer once a week, and for just half the day. I have to make my own money, but yeah, I would love to share your message, because a lot of teens come in and something's going on.
So sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying a lot of teens who come in the middle of the day, something is going on, you know, and it doesn't necessarily have to be sexual abuse, but maybe emotional abuse, maybe just physical.
And that's why I was saying, like, you know, if they were interested in a homeless shelter,
we'll connect.
If there's like, again, what I was trying to say, if there's a particular demographic, because the teddy bears have a hotline for the National Sexual Abuse Hotline, or RAIN. If there is a particular demographic that an organization would like to change, like they would like to put on sober support, you know, sober national hotline, you know, even wanting to focus on for men's support as well. So many different types of avenues or resources. If you want to change or need to change the numbers, we can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the key thing. I put my number in the chat, so I would love to get connected and see how we can help support that organization for sure. So it's not just member communities. So yeah,
let's get through some of the comments. Otherwise, I feel like we're neglecting our friends who are here. So Dina says, "You're so brave, Lexi." So that, I think, is a point of fact. Do you know Kalila?
Yeah, this is my another survivor sister. I love her. She's such great support. Yes.
So proud of her.
Please connect with Kalila, y'all. Please. She's doing some great work. And Jennifer Hooper, please connect with them. They're doing some amazing work. And Dina is doing some amazing stuff when it comes to the artistic space. Yes,
Yeah.
please check her out. And Gladys, it's good to see you. Yes, thank you, Gladys. Thank
God
you.
is good, and God is always there with you, Lexi, is what she says.
God is always with us.
Yeah.
Monica!
Yeah.
Yes. No, you're just on time, girl. No, Monica, I love this woman. Okay, I gotta get some gratitude to this woman because she found me. She found me on LinkedIn. There was a post that I did actually right before I gave birth in 2022. I took a picture of a motorcyclist that had like a sobriety like leather coat on, and I took a picture. I made a whole post, and she saw the post, and we were like mutual friends at the time. She saw the post, and she has a podcast called "Be Inspired to Be Inspired." And now that I think about it, and she asked me, and she was the first person to ever ask me to be on a podcast to share about my walk of recovery. And yeah, so my first podcast ever was with this woman, and ever since we've just been really, really good friends, and she's just been such great support for my family and for Inspirelay as well. So I just want to shout her out. I'm not sure what Be Inspired to Be Inspired is doing nowadays. I hope it's doing well. It was doing some great things in 2022, but yeah, I just want to send some
it's
love
time to
her.
reconnect. It's time to reconnect
Yes.
with your friends. This is
Yeah,
what
we
events
recently just
are really.
reconnected. I just talked to her this week. Actually, we've just started texting again.
Okay, I hope everyone's donated to the Love Raising campaign, my friends.
So we are $130 away. We had a couple donations come in. I couldn't see fully. I believe Michael.
Annie, just say it out loud.
And I
say
think
it
there's
out
one
loud,
other person as well. So you guys will be getting a email from us at Inspirelay of a receipt for your generous donation. You'll also be getting in a couple of weeks a picture of the bears, what they will be looking like before we send them to the organizations. And you'll also be getting a little gift in snail mail just to show appreciation and gratitude for helping us in our first ever campaign to serve people through sexual trauma. So we couldn't do so out, y'all. So it'll be a lot of things coming your way. So $130 more. We're getting there.
The link is on the banner in case
I
anyone see how
know, but okay, but Annie, just say it. Say it.
Hold on, a couple more. Let me get through.
Please.
I want to get through. So Dina says, I actually experienced dates rape on vacation. I kept a secret for 20 years. That's too many people do that, right? Too many people, don't. And I don't know, can you get healing if you don't talk? If you don't, I don't know. Can you get healing without sharing a story, Lexi? I wonder.
Can you heal without sharing your story?
Yes.
That's a really good question. I don't believe so. And the reason why I say that, the opposite of trauma, the opposite of addiction is connection. So when we don't share our stories, we stay in isolation. We stay away from the resources. We stay away from being open and asking for help. And that's why in the 12 steps, one of the first things they teach us is to surrender and being open and willing and teachable and asking for help. And it is so hard. It is so hard. It doesn't matter if you're like trying to get sober, like just even trying to ask for donations is hard. I've been doing everything by myself, because I'm just a go-getter. I've always been, it's just been bred into me. You want it done right, you got to do it yourself. And I realize this is a organization that is not for me. It's not for me. It's not for me to make money. It is for survivors to embrace their light within. And yes, I am thankful. The vision was given to me by something greater than myself, but I couldn't even look at the vision by myself. I had to have a community with the Art of Peaceful Living to really help me really get clear on this. And it just elevated even beyond that space in so many different communities. And this is our organization. This is our movement. Like, we can't do this alone. And kind of going back to your question, how can you heal if you don't tell your community that you need help? I think if you don't share your story, it's just you wearing a mask, and it's only really doing an injustice to really giving yourself the healing that you deserve, because you can't heal alone. You can't.
I can understand that. Crystal, we love you.
Thanks, Crystal. I'll be sending you some stuff soon too, girl. It's good to see you.
So you and Crystal are friends, right? Now, Crystal is a good
Yes,
friend
it's
of
good
mine.
to see her. It's been a while.
This is one of her passions.
Yes.
Support
Hi,
people.
Sean.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much, Sean. Glad you're here, Super Mindset Coach. Thank you for joining us, Christy. I see you as well. Thank you so much. So look, I'll let you say it again. Never stop saying it. So what are we trying to achieve today, Lexi?
So, well, first I just want to say hi to, quick little shout out with Christy, because I see her all over. I just want to give this girl kudos. Like, I feel like she is like we need to elevate this woman up more. I have not seen her on lives, but I feel like I'd love to see her face more. She is such a great supporter for all of us, at least on my network on LinkedIn. I see her popping in everyone's comments, saying amazing things, just giving them flowers. So I'm just here to give you some flowers, Christy, because I see you. Like, it does not go unnoticed. I just want to say thank you for just the support you have given me and us here on LinkedIn, just from the kindness of your heart. You're amazing, girl. So just sending love out to you. Sorry, I just want to give that shout out to her.
Sure. No, she fully deserved. I agree with you 100%. She's amazing. Now she's always working. That's why we don't see her as much these days.
Yeah.
Now, Sean, I think that healing happens in partnership. I'm sure that's true, right? It can't be done alone. Yeah, we have to work on ourselves as part of the journey, I'm sure.
Yep. And Sean, healing happens in partnerships, but also it's up to you to do the work as well, because faith without effort is dead, and we can't heal by ourselves. For me, at least, I know I need to have the example around me of what I wanted to become, but it wasn't in me yet. I didn't see it in me. Like, it was in me. It wasn't me the whole time. I just didn't see it in me. I didn't believe it in me. So I had to surround myself with people who already obtained that for themselves. And it was really uncomfortable at first, because I thought all these people were joking. I'm like, why y'all happy, joyous, and free, and like super like happy for what? About nothing. Like, your life ain't about the sky is blue. Like, this is crazy, And over time, I started understanding that for myself. You know what I mean? By doing the work, by really getting honest, by really looking at my side of the street, where will I need to clean my side up? Where are my defects? What's this inventory? You know what I mean? So I can be able to share it with someone else and release it, to be able to make space, to make those amends if I can. And most importantly, to stay centered and to be able to give back the healing that I found through forgiveness, through kindness, through generosity, through accountability, through integrity, and most importantly, surrendering. Most importantly, that is the first step. And it's probably the hardest step. And I still, despite being sober, I still go through the cycle of that. Like, that's why I'm so thankful for the framework. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, well, I got to really get honest here. You know what I mean? And I'm thankful for the pause. I'm thankful that I have something greater than myself guiding me. No matter what happens, no matter if I fall on my face, it's there for me, protecting me. And to each their own. There's some people that may not believe in a higher power, and that's okay. You know what I mean? And there's other ways that you can find healing, that you can be able to walk amongst people who can understand your language, can understand your song that's in your heart, and to get it out there so you can be able to heal out loud, to be able to release, most importantly, the things that you thought you had to hold on to. For me, I found out when I release those things, I'm able to come back to myself in ways that I thought I forgot, in ways that I'm starting to see these are natural, organic gifts that's always been there. And I'm thankful that I don't have to do it alone and have examples today. If I didn't have those examples, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, period. So yes, I don't think you can heal alone.
And Lexi, don't you think that when you face adversity, you have a couple choices. You can be a miserable SOB, or you can use it to just be some sort of inner light, and like you're more kind, right? Like you could be more kind and be helpful. That's it.
Yes. And it was hard for me to be kind, because especially like my first walks of like my self-discovery walk, I was very rigid because I didn't trust myself, and I definitely didn't trust the outside world. Are you kidding me? Like, I was just looking for tit for tat how to survive, you know what I mean, to make sure I can get what's mine, you know, because that's the only thing I was taught, you know. And so it took a lot of deprogramming even to this day. And when there was people that wanted to be there for me, that wanted to meet me where I was at, there was times where I showed my teeth, you know what I mean? Because I did not know how to let people in because I was afraid to get hurt again. I was truly afraid to get hurt again. And the more I leaned into that hurt, leaned into that pain, and gave it space to speak instead of pushing it down, run, can't look at it, but actually sit with it in meditation, you know, and being curious about it instead of judgmental. I've been able to face it and move through it. And if anything, has become one of my greatest assets when it comes to using my weaknesses as my greatest strength.
Yeah.
And it helps soothe my heart. It helps smooth those ridges, most importantly, not just from the outside world, but most importantly from myself. So I can be able to be kind and gracious and generous to myself, especially when the world is not kind and generous and nice to me. I can be that for myself.
Yeah.
And then when I learn how to be that for myself, it just amplifies where it just naturally happens, you know? So that it's not like that for everybody.
Maybe you
That's
should
just my
add
process.
that. Add that into your last discussion, remember? How to
we
be
need
kind
to
to
go
yourself.
to Michael. And I say, Sean says, nobody can do it for you when it comes to healing, right? I don't know who LinkedIn user is. You put your name, please. I can try and find out.
Does Calm want to speak or?
Yeah, no,
Calm
has not
He
spoken.
does.
And Crystal, what's up, girl?
Yes,
Hello.
So Crystal, give us a second. Let's see if Calm wants to share anything. I agree with Sean. LinkedIn user, I can't see you on LinkedIn.
Ladies first. Ladies first. Please,
Well,
go ahead.
first, Annie, I always ask before I do, is that all right if I stream it to my channel so that this fundraiser might get a little bit more?
Yeah, we need everyone to put their hand in the pocket to
all right.
help towards this campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crystal, thank you for donating as well. Thank you for joining the studio. How are you doing?
I just got off work.
Always working hard. Always working hard.
I have 2 jobs besides my writing and stuff. Eddie, you're gonna laugh at this one. I'm actually going to be doing a kids book this time.
Excellent. What's the story?
Kind of actually inspired by all the Halloween decorations that are at my job. 2 kitten witches are kind of like a Hansel and Gretel, but not for the age group of 8 to 11. They're searching the forest looking for mom, and mom is kind of evolved and looking for them, flying around and trials, tribulations. It's going to be a 3-book series. So,
I mean, you don't let me publish your book, so I will sit here quiet. I'll wait quietly.
Well,
Dr. Yvonne,
I'm not sure what I'm doing with this one, how I'm going to go with it, because it's something completely new with illustrations and stuff. I might actually speak with you because I know you've helped with Paulette and everything. This is a whole new area for me that I'm not even wanting to do alone.
No, I hear you. Look, Dr. Yvonne is passionate about narcissistic abuse, which I'm sure that comes into the audience that Nexus serves. And I say, so there's usually narcissism involved in that as well. Yeah. Sean, look, I'm hard-headed. I don't change my words too often. I know you're an identity disruptor. I can't even pronounce it, Sean. I try, right? I try.
We are now by the way, we are now at $658. Yay. We are so close to the goal. We are at $658. And just letting everyone know who has donated so far, I will be
giving you guys a receipt in the email shortly tonight, as well as later this month, a confidential email of the picture of all the teddy bears created with the shirts. Because of you, we wouldn't have been able to get this far. And they'll also be sending you a generous little gift in the mail just to show appreciation, gratitude for helping us for our campaign. So yeah, we're at $658. It's just so crazy. We've raised that so far going into the end of the month, because we started this actually like the second week of August. So the fact that we've been able to do this with you guys, I'm just so thankful. Oh my goodness. I'm so thankful.
Excellent. Who's Glitter Bomb? Who's Glitter Bomb?
Glitter Bombs is one of my dear friends who lives in Canada. She's joining us from my channel.
Excellent. Welcome,
Like I said.
Glitter Bombs. I guess we like the name, I think. Who I missed? All right, so Mr. Karma, are you going to speak? Are you going to donate, Mr. Calm? That's the first question, really. So just say yes. Say yes. Just say yes.
You know what?
Say yes.
You know what, Annie?
You haven't said yes.
I'm going to relieve you from that.
Say yes.
Donations are something that are pretty interesting. By the way, what's the name of the person who is hosting this, or who has this thing?
Lexi. Miss Alexandra Martin. That's her name.
I love your picture. I love crows.
Oh, yeah.
They're great messengers.
That's the crow.
Yeah, they're great messengers.
Yes, it's got an excellent message. It actually remembers people that do it harm for about 20 years.
They just know people, but they're good messengers.
So when you look at it, it's looking at you and it remembers you. So you better watch out.
I see that as a threat. I actually see that as very inviting and warm. I just want to cuddle you.
Well, I guess I should feel a little appreciated about that. But my other name is Michael. So I have
I think he already donated. I saw Michael donate.
There you go.
Yes, thank you, Michael. He's good. He's donated.
Okay, all right. So I'll let him off. You talk away, Michael.
I'm just gonna send a bunch of crows to your house, Annie.
It's fine. I'm a long way from you.
So you can send more.
You're gonna send a murder of crows to Annie, is that it?
Yeah, they're gonna poo-poo on his lawn.
Because
I don't mind my loan being poo-pooed on.
He's gonna have to dodge when he goes from his car.
It's my car. I don't like being poo-pooed on. It's my car. I don't like birds on my car. They don't go together.
Well, thank you for the information, Annie. I am going to reverse the instruction and tell them to poo-poo the car.
You're gonna tell him to give Annie a nice paint job, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be a wonderful paint job.
They must be big because they do very big poos. That's what I say, right? For sure.
I was walking down the market, and it wasn't a raven that did this to me, but it was some sort of
Is a raven or crow?
It's a crow.
That's the same thing.
Crow. Sorry, it's a crow.
No, it's a raven and a crow. Are there different?
It's a crow. That one's a crow.
Oh, it is. Okay, so that's what they delivered in the Game of Thrones, like the raven.
I don't know what they did in the Game of Thrones.
I interrupted.
I'll say bye, Alexis. Thank you for joining us. Of course. I hope that
I do remember there was some trauma that I have. Let me tell you about my trauma, since we're all talking about trauma. So I went to get a haircut, and no, I didn't go to get a haircut. I went to the market because we were going shopping with my uncle and my father, and we were passing under a tree. It was just a tall tree, and there was this huge, humongous poop that just arrived on my head very nicely, delivered by some big bird out there. I can't remember what it was. This was in Uganda. Annie, I do not know if you've ever experienced this. Oh, I had to get a haircut. The poop would not go away. It would not work. No, my dad just said, that bird, that poop, it's not yeah, you're gonna have to get that haircut. And so, that was my first skinhead. My first skinhead ever in my life. And ever since then, I've every once in a while, I'll go skinhead. My hair does grow back. It did grow back. Luckily, great. But, that's my trauma. I mean, it's not as devastating as you guys, but yeah, I had to live through it. Something you may not know that, hopefully, yeah, we can tuck it in as one of the
Yeah,
stories.
give him a hug.
Yours doesn't count. Yeah, that doesn't count as real trauma,
Buddy, you're not the one to tell me that. Leslie's giving me a hug, so it's just trauma.
Michael. I'm gonna ignore your trauma. Dr. Yvonne,
It's Lexi.
can I
It's Lexi.
see you?
Sorry.
But
Sorry,
So
Lexi.
Dr. Yvonne says the bird thing is good luck. I don't believe you. It's just a big stain on my car that makes my car. Oh man.
And the robins are the worst.
Seagulls are the worst.
Oh well, seagulls are
Seagulls
too.
are the worst.
For me in my area, robins, yeah. And good God, if everyone's been pooped on,
Don't indulge him.
please. I was pooped on once during a first date. Oh.
That's good luck.
Yeah, it was totally good luck. Yeah, I married that best.
That's in there. Putting on my car is not good luck. Putting on my car just makes car wash. Anyway, look, we've got a few minutes left, so let's see. Do you want to talk about our topic, or should we move on?
Well, I mean, we only
what
have a
happened
couple
to
of
the
guests, and I
video?
have to get going too. But
Yeah.
I mean, there were some things I wanted to talk about. I wish Jennifer was still here, but that's okay. I'm thankful for the conversations we had. I'm thankful for all of the new donors from today. We are now at $658, which is what I can't do math. I think it's like I think about like $120 away from our goal.
No,
to
98. Yeah, $92 away.
92. Hold up. We are $92 away from the 750. Hold up. Hold up. Who says we can't do this together? Who says we can't do this together? Who's gonna be the lucky person to help us get there, or lucky people to help us get there? Who is gonna be? I don't know.
Do you need me to donate some stamps for all these little
All of us.
I mean that is currency in prison, just so you know.
I'm thankful all the donors are national, because we have been thinking, me and Del Sol and a couple other people too. I'm like, well, how are we gonna give gifts to international donors? And we were thinking, like, even people in Canada, we're thinking about doing Dropbox of what we were gonna send out. So yeah, so I know it's kind of like you're doing a lot, but it's just like, I'm always a person in believing, like, when you give and you receive, and I just want to really show that gratitude and keep that trust building, keep that trust growing, not just for the donation for this campaign, but, we want to stay connected with you and vice versa as we grow here in the long term. Not just with your support with the campaign or their donation, but just having a community. That's what it's about. It's about having a community, and also to actually, we are opening up our board. That's actually something I really wanted to talk about. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm saying this at the end of the whole thing. But which we'll be having some posts about it coming up probably within the next couple of weeks here, about opening a board of some needs that we are looking for. And most importantly, how can Inspire Light help you? So you don't have to come from working in an anti-trafficking space, law enforcement, etc. That'd be ideal. But if you have most importantly, when you check out our website, which right now it is down, and I know why, I need to fix it tonight. But when you check out our website, you can look at our values right on our homepage and really ask yourself, are these values that I align with personally and professionally when it comes to doing a service of something greater than myself. That's what we're looking for. Number one, do you align to the values? The skill sets that we're then looking for is number one, sales and marketing to kind of help us be innovative and creative of getting out there with new projects that we're cultivating, as well as business partnerships, organization partnerships that we're cultivating as well. So kind of being a part of that with the innovating to creating and kind of just helping us getting out there with the community locally and nationally, as well as virtually. We're looking as well as people who have a background in medical professionals, law enforcement, of course, and people who've also sat on a board. It doesn't have to be in trafficking, but just ideally working on a board. We would love to have that because honestly, this is a new skill set personally that I'm growing into. How do we create a board that is committed and also can hold integrity? And then them, the ones that kind of taking the shots, you know what I mean? They're the ones dictating me as to how I move, you know what I mean? So it's a very new skill set that I am learning when it comes to cultivating this. Within the last year, we've had a lot of high turnover with our board. Right now, I'm thankful it's Del Sol, my husband, and me right now who are on the board. I can definitely say all three of us are very committed and have integrity with what we do. And we'll be able to meet my husband as well as Del Sol here soon with a Q&A post that we'll be putting out. But we're extending that, and we're also looking to, as to like truthfully, which I would love to hear some insights or suggestions, especially people who've had this experience, like how do we vet people when it comes to that long-term commitment? You know what I mean? When it comes to, you know, a seat. How can we vet people? I think that's another thing as well we're looking into with our board. So I kind of putting it out there. There'll be more to come on that. But right now our main thing we're looking for is sales, marketing, people who have a heart into the values. So yeah, that's pretty much. And then what? The $92 left that we have to raise for this campaign. What's up?
Yeah, I think it's got to be even less. Dr. Yvonne I just sent the link to Dr. Yvonne's DM, and Sean just shared it with for us as well. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I think that I like Sean's. Well, I said Sean's comment is important. So I wish I had more. Remember, so the more important bit is remember, boys can be victims too.
That is resources enough. That is gratitude enough. That's okay if you don't have the funds. Trust me, I completely understand. Just commenting, reposting, even looking at our website, which again, right now I gotta get back up. But even just checking our website, even subscribing to our website so you can stay connected with how we're evolving, how we're growing. So by all means, you can definitely do that with us. Like our page on LinkedIn. You can even send me a DM as well. If you would like to subscribe, send me a DM with your email. So once I get the website back up and running tonight, I can send you an email for us to stay connected in that way too. So no, there's so many other ways to build connection, other than just donating. Again, that's why it's always been it's been hard for me to get out there with like donating, you know what I mean? Because
So
supposing I wanted a teddy bear, how do I get that?
Says like this, like Sean said, potentially something happened to him as a kid. So that's how you personally, I think, like really resonate with people. And Sean, I'm so sorry if something.
Sean, if you want to bear, I got you. Don't worry about that. I got you. No, I got your information. Michael, not Sean. Sean's on the screen. I'm sorry. I can't see Michael. There we go.
Boys can be absolutely victims.
He's already donated. You want to? I'm actually really glad you asked that question. That's a really great question. We are working on like merch, for example, that will be similar to the bears, but it'll have like an Inspire Light logo or a different picture. However, like if you are personally wanting a bear, if you personally want a bear from this, yes. I love that you asked that. You know what I mean? And if there's anybody else out there that wants a bear, that wants a bear. And they're going
Joni
through
wants
it.
a bear. Joni wants a
Yeah,
bear.
I have to
Clearly.
go. I have to go. I have to go. I have to
Okay,
go
you
feed
have
the
to go.
dogs and stuff, you know.
But you
I'm
gotta
waiting
share your
for- I'm
story.
waiting
You
for my
gotta share your
book.
story. You gotta get out there. You know what I mean?
Yes,
That's why I
and
have no
I'll
problem
repost
giving Michael
on
a bear
my
because
site.
he wants this bear, and I know it's gonna be something very comforting for him. And you know, if you ever need to pass it down, you know, if you ever need to pay it forward as well.
Well,
You know what I mean? So
I collect Care Bears, and so you know, I pass them down to some little kids. You know, just saying.
I need a bear to go with my gorilla. My gorilla is feeling lonely.
Oh,
well, he's only like 10. They're only
Bye,
gonna be like 10
Joni.
inches. He's still small, but
bye. Annie, I'll
Bye,
talk to you
Joni.
tomorrow. Bye-bye.
You
It
Yes.
was
will.
so lovely
Take
to
care.
meet you.
Take
Bye.
care.
It's nice to meet
For what
you.
you're doing.
Do connect.
Thank
Do
you.
connect. Do connect.
Yes.
Let's talk to April. So I say April is making some great comments. So sexual abuse
Yep.
and human trafficking is is a very serious crime. Sadly, it can happen to anyone, and it's still happening right now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's not just in the US, around the world. So I know because I survived 3 human trafficking
Yep.
attempts and 3 assaults. I dare not mention the latter because people are evil and heartless now. I hear you. You know, and I should say further down, and this is a safe space to talk always, right?
Yes.
That's why we create these rooms. You know, I hate
Yes,
when women
April.
of color push to decide when it comes to these very important topics. Again, I said Dr. Yvonne obviously says she's one that definitely talks about, said that domestic abuse and so on that does happen.
As an African American woman and an Italian woman, I have to say I acknowledge this so much, and I just want to say, April, thank you so much for bringing this forward. And I hate to even bring, I really do my best, especially as a biracial woman, to not bring like race into things. But unfortunately, like you can even see it now on like just looking at missing persons all over social media. Like you'll easily see, I hate to say this, but you will easily see even on LinkedIn, people easily posting of, I hate to say this, but a white female child, you know what I mean? Easily blasted all over. But then just trying to even get a voice like Emily Pike. If you don't know who Emily Pike is, that explains my reason. That explains my reason what I'm trying to say here right now. She was 13 years old, an indigenous woman who was unfortunately raped, and her whole body's just separated apart in Arizona, and her bodies were found in like several different trash bags. And to this day, this was earlier this year, and to this day, they still don't know who's the one who committed this crime. And it is so crazy because there has been so many people advocating about her particular case. She was only 13 years old, and still people don't know who she is. And it blows my mind because of how much her name has been getting out there since it's been happening, and people still don't know who she is. And so I'm glad that she did bring this forward, and it's something that I've been working on raising my voice about in a good way, because a lot of people when they look at me, they automatically just think I'm a white girl, and I'm not. I'm an African American woman with Italian descent, and I have been very, very ashamed of that for a long time because my own family pushed me away. So I did not understand my own culture. I did not understand the importance of my own culture, which is why I became an easy, vulnerable target for abusers and predators. You know what I mean? They look for people who are isolated. They look for children who are isolated, who are looking to feel loved, to be a part of something greater. And it gets even worse when it's familial trafficking, because like that's a whole other can of worms we can talk about in a whole other segment. But at least from my experience, that was what happened for me.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna come back again as the weeks go by, my friends. Every couple of weeks, I'm sure we'll be here, right?
Yeah.
Now, I always say that my YouTube friends, Crystal's YouTube friends, as well on our channel, please like today's video, comment on today's video, and then
you guys can still donate. We have a couple more days in the month.
Of course,
yes, and I'll be getting the website back up here soon tonight. So if you do want to subscribe, if you can't donate, that's okay. You can always you can always comment, and you can just drop me a DM with your email. Since the website's down of Aspire Light, you can't subscribe right now. But if you send me your email, I'll make sure to send you the email to be on the subscribed list, so you can just check out how we're growing. And just being a part of that. Yeah. And thank you,
Easy, we
Crystal,
do
for your
love you.
network.
Whoever Easy is, Crystal's friend clearly. So
One of my dear friends, she's the one that created my banner for my YouTube channel. Has done quite a few banners for me, actually. But I will be posting your links and such in the comments for this live, since it is streaming to my channel once I get home. I think I've earned a bear, by the way, Lexi.
No, girl, I was actually about to tell you, when I get off here, now that I'm going to be reaching out to you later tonight. So just keep a lookout for that. I'll be reaching out to you. So.
Okay. But I'm just saying, I think I've earned a bear.
yeah,
We're
you do.
gonna
Yeah,
talk. We're gonna talk.
Yeah.
you have, I'm sure.
No, Michael, I
But,
will be
yeah.
sending you I'll be sending you an email as well regarding that bear, okay? And hold on, what did April say? Thanks, Lexi, you're right. The poor woman who was looking for a date on Bumble. A college student about to graduate died because she was killed by some guy she met off the platform, and police just excused it and said the guy was a good guy. Yep. This happens all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel
It
like
does.
Sorry.
They're
Really
finding
good
more and more out when it comes to children. Lexi, you remember a year ago, my friend's daughter getting killed? The more they are going into the investigation, it's looking like it was trafficking related.
She was killed.
Yeah, she was 16.
Yeah,
my friend's daughter. Yeah. So, it happens. It doesn't matter if you are in a big city or no man's land, Missouri, because this happened in no man's land, Missouri. That's why I call it misery.
Yeah,
I gotta make my jokes, you know that.
You see the needs for these bears. You see the need, and this is just a little small, like, way to bring a solution. You know what I mean? It's just a small little way that we are coming together and slowly making a solution together, one step at a time, one breath at a time, even these small little creative ways, just to show survivors that we see them, we acknowledge them, and most importantly, giving them an option of choice. If they want to call the number on the back of that shirt for the Sexual National Abuse Hotline, if or when they are ready, because I know, especially as a raper survivor, as a child exploitation survivor, and someone who's experienced trafficking and didn't even realize I survived these things, I do know the main reason why I didn't know I survived is because I felt like I did it to myself, and I couldn't tell anyone. I couldn't speak about it. I had so much shame. And I am thankful that there was others out there speaking their story, speaking their truth, not afraid to cause good trouble when it comes to bringing solutions where unmet needs are, when it comes to survivors, to speak up, to say, I need help. I don't know how to get it. Can someone please point the way? Not doing the work for them, but at least guiding them to the resources so they can dive deep into it. So, and I say that with passion in my heart, because I know what it's like to scream in a room for help and no one hears you.
Yep.
And you have to make it happen yourself.
Nobody believes you. And a lot of the times, the people that start the trafficking are the people that love and protect you the most.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah.
So,
as April says, it's important to be careful where and who someone goes to what. I agree. I agree with that too. You can be careful with that, but we need to make the world a safer place for everyone. Mr. Aaron, thank you for joining us, my friend. Showman Live is on soon. I think it's on the hour, 1:00. So if you haven't been to Showman Live, you're missing something. I assure you. It's probably one of the best shows that's on LinkedIn for events. Always has been. Collective Aaron, go along, my friends. Go along. Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I think this is good, because I actually have to get going. I just want to say thank you so much for the people who have showed up, who have supported, who have shared their words, and most importantly, their experience with us today.
Yeah.
It just shows the importance of why we are coming together to bring solutions to these unmet needs. Even the small little acts of these bears can shine a light in the darkest places and go a long way. So thank you for helping us. Yes.
This is our last comment, I think. So, our awakened is here. So it's bad enough what happens to adults, but to children and teenagers is outrageous. That's why I've been working with several teams cleaning these predators off to the internet and into prison cells. Good on you.
I need to talk to you.
Yes. You need to connect, my friend.
Please DM me on LinkedIn because I don't think we're connected, but can we please connect? Because I got some questions I want to ask you.
If you've got, if there's someone you can't connect with or it's difficult, just DM me. I'll connect you. I'll connect you with whoever.
Hi, Awakened.
I'm already connected. I'm connected to most people, right? So, Awakened, I see you. Welcome. So, thanks so much. Hopefully, like the video, comment on the video, and then subscribe to Chris's channel. I'm sure you are already, because
I will. When I get off here, I'm definitely going to be connecting with people. Yes, Aaron, so good to see you. Thank you for coming, brother. Thank you for coming. Oh my goodness, I definitely want to tap in more into your lives. I have not had the chance because of all of this work that we've been doing, but definitely need to get more connected with you guys. So
yeah. Look, when you get to the target, especially, you can relax a bit, right? Well, you have to get on the job of actually packaging and sending off these teddy bears. My friends, look, please donate to this Love Raising campaign. So we're literally probably about $50 off the target. So
$92. We are $92 from the target, and we have until August 31st. We have a couple more days to get there. So I'll be posting. And regardless, if you can't donate, that's okay. Please please repost. Once the website's up, please subscribe to that. If you would like to subscribe tonight, you can always just DM me your email so I can get you on a subscriber list as well. Just so we can stay connected and grow together. But I'm just so thankful for your time with us today, because that is so important. Your time here with us. So thank you for sharing that with us today.
Thank you, Lexi. This is Sean. I appreciate the way you describe it, Lexi. I survived. That is the truth, right? And that's the truth for most people.
We thriving today, baby. We thriving today.
Very, very important work you're doing, Lexi. Thank you very much for all you do, and you and April as well.
April, yes, April's doing some she's doing some good work. That's why I'm like, I got some questions I want to ask her.
Thank you, everyone. And I said, let's jump into Aaron's show. That's how our weekend normally starts beautifully. It's first one back for the summer. My friends, connect with Lexi, especially. The link to donate is in the comments. So the PayPal link. If you can I'd like to say, if you can't, share the posts by the campaign. You might find someone who can donate if you share it properly, right? I wish I could help some video, Lexi. It's all right. Ryan's been all the way through.
Ryan, developer right there. There. Thank you, Ryan. My website went down, but it was something that I needed to do. So
thank you, everyone.
On the live that happened, but it's so good to see that I will be actually just a heads up. I will be doing a little shout out on Ryan here, probably the next day or so, with the relaunch of our website. He has been amazing to work with, guys. If you're looking for a web developer, then not just plug away, but to truly help see your vision and bring it to life on a digital platform, like Ryan is your guy. Like, he is a mastermind of so many different traits and connector too. So please check him out if you haven't already. He has a lot of great things going on other than web development too. So
our Facebook friends, Nick, Carrie, and Michelle, thank you so much for spending your time with us. I appreciate you. My friends, we do have to go, so let's go on to the next show, right?
Yes.
Sometimes you just don't have
send me the link to the next show. Let's send me the link to the next show so that I can join.
Thank you, Waking. You're right. And thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Until next time.
Yeah, do my friend. Have a great night. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Chef,
thank you for everything, Lexi. Thank you for everything.
Well said, Michael. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Every step forward is a new beat to your drama. She's success with Global.Media.com and celebrating with the without champagne or rum. She's success with Global.Media.